How you doing, everybody? Hank here, and today's video is I'm going to tie you a fly. Um, I like to use these bass fishing, and basically the big reason is a lot of places that you would normally fish, the bass are heavily pressured. They've seen it all. You got to find something that they haven't seen. And in the past, hair jigs used to be so popular, and then fishermen got away from it. Now they mostly relegate it to doing cold water for smallmouth. Well, hair jigs, I think, are way more versatile than that. And I think this type of fly is going to be extremely popular, especially with the advent of the swing jig. Swing jigs have taken the market by storm. I go on Tackle Warehouse, it seems like everybody's coming out with their own version of it. What it does is it lets the hook behind it move around and give it a little bit different action than a lot of people haven't seen. I know Z-Man came out with the Freedom chatterbait, which is basically a swing jig head from Freedom Tackle, and the hook in the back moves around freely as you're pulling it in with that vibrating jig blade. You can make one of those if you like with this particular technique. You can take and just tie this fly on a drop shot instead of a worm, which is what I've done, and believe it or not, I'm catching bass with that. A fly in the place on the drop shot instead of a worm or any other drop shot bait, and it works really good. A lot of the ponds I fish, the bass are a little skittish, and so this is a nice subtle presentation. They haven't seen it before, and they do really well. So here I've got just a small little hook in here. It's like a 1/0, and I'm going to take and wrap some a base coat of thread on here to get it started. Here I have red thread, and get it all the way back down to that hook. Get that cut off. Now you can use a lot of different things to seal this up. Some people use head cement, some people use super glue, which I like to use. I don't have any here, so here I'm just going to use some nail polish hardener. I tied flies for my father when he was a guide down in the Keys, so I could save him a ton of money and make a few bucks on the side. And this stuff works good to seal it. Trust me, if you get one at like a tarpon, one fly at tarpon, you're doing pretty good. But bass or mouths are really hard. And again, if you can only get one out of it, you'll be doing pretty good. Well, in this particular one, we're going to start off with a little tail in the back, and I've got some black material that I'm going to use. I don't have to have a ton of it. And the length depends on how long you want your fly. This is going to be kind of scraggly looking. About to there is going to be fine. So cut this off, trim it down. Get a couple wraps. I don't want to tie it real tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work it around my hook. tie it off. Okay, and that's kind of scraggly looking, and I'm okay with that. A lot of people can trim up a few of these longer ends. A lot of people like it nice and even, but a scraggly end in this case isn't going to matter a whole lot. All right, so now I've got my black on there. Now, I'm going to find my next color. In this case, I'm going to use some blue bucktail. So it's kind of a black and blue color, which in jigs are fantastic. I don't need a ton, just a little bit. In this one, I'm going to tie up a little bit further, like that. Get it trimmed, get it set. Okay, a couple little wraps. Don't cinch it, because again, I'm going to work that around my hook. Try to fill in my spots. Nicely. Okay, and then when I'm satisfied, wrap it in, tie it off. I'm not too worried about these little hairs that stick up. You can take your time and get them all trimmed off. You can take care of that, no problem. But so I've got my black layer, I've got some blue, and I want to give a little bit of a contrasting color to the head, and I'm also going to do a hackle wrap on this so that it's going to breathe a little bit. And on this particular hackle, we're going to use some neck hackle in a strung olive color. This I got from Mudhole Custom Tackle. Same guys that make those MHX rods that John Cox uses. If you ever need some fly material, they're excellent. I don't need but a couple feathers. This is fairly inexpensive. There we go. And I'm not V'ing them out the back, so these hackles don't need to be perfect by any means, but they'll do the job of what I need them to do. So I'm going to take my hackle, got one little crinky there, but don't worry about that. Do line the ends up. Okay, get my feathers, and then I'm going to strip the ends and trim it off, because I'm going to tie it in right here, and I'm going to bring my thread up. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm now going to wrap it. And you can get hackle pliers. I probably should, because I'm more than likely let this stuff go and then have to start all over again. Or I might get lucky. Okay, got it wrapped where I want. Come back, grab my feathers, get a couple notches on there to hold it secure. Trim them off. And then I'm about ready to finish this off. Now, a lot of people like to put a whip finish on this. For whatever reason, I don't have a whip finish tool. Never used the whip finish tool. I use an old piece of thread. Pull that down. My thread. Pressure. Put it through the hole. And then pull it through. Like that. Okay, it's secure. Cut it off. Go back to my nail polish. Put that on there. And there you go. A fly. A little black and blue with a hackle. That's going to show up really well. And that's going to catch some fish. And I'm going to do a video with this fly and show you just how well it does. Thanks for watching this portion of the video.